Hey guys, welcome to our podcast.
To the moms,
We're your hosts,
Kathy.
and Amaris. On today's episode, we talk about our journey becoming stay-at-home moms.
This is our very first episode,
We're just two New Jersey moms. I'm from the greater Philadelphia area.
and I'm from the greater New York City area. I have a spunky 12-month-old. He just turned 12 months. He's a fireball, Leo. You already know.
And I have a sassy 2-year-old daughter. Yes, she keeps me on my toes. And I also have a 4-year-old autistic son, and he is an amazing little child.
Let's jump right into today's episode. So, my stay-at-home journey started back in 2020 in the midst of the pandemic. My husband and I, we just bought a house. I was working a very toxic job at the time. It was very stressful because I was an essential worker and I had a new boss at the time. And it was just really hard. It took a toll on my mental health. At the same time, I started an Etsy business on the side with my cousin. And after we bought this house, I said to my husband, I literally cannot go back to work. Like I was getting anxiety. I was getting physically sick having to go into the office every day. And he said, just quit. Just quit. Just see where this Etsy business takes you. We were doing really well at the time. So I thought, you know what? Why not? I can always go back to what I was doing. I was working in property management. There's jobs everywhere. So I thought, okay, let me give it a go. And that's what I did. But shortly after I got pregnant, I had a very traumatic experience, which we'll cover in another episode. But long story short, I never went back to property management. The Etsy business, unfortunately, didn't work out, but I did focus on real estate, and I was doing really well. Then I got pregnant again with my rainbow baby, Grayson, and I don't know. It's weird because it wasn't like a conversation, like a sit down conversation with my husband where we were like, okay, like you're going to be a stay at home. Like it kind of just happened and it worked out. And I can't imagine it any other way. I love being a stay at home mom, even though it does have its challenges. I'm able to raise my son and watch him grow. I think it's such a blessing and I feel really lucky. So yeah, that's pretty much my story, and that's kind of where we're at right now. Will I go back to work in the future? I don't know, but as of right now, I'm just focused on Grayson, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
I wish my stay-at-home mom journey was like cut and dry, but I don't think it was. It took some convincing for my husband to be like, yeah, sure.
Really? I didn't know
Oh my
that.
God. Oh God, yeah, girl. When it came time to go back to work, so I had Thane June 2019. By
Yeah,
September 2019, I had to go back to work.
yeah.
So I was like, I can't do this. Like, I don't want to go back to work. I just want to stay home. He's like, no, like, this is what you have to do.
I
You have to
can't
go
even
back home.
imagine because like I feel
I
like you're so
know.
freshly postpartum at that
Yes,
point.
I was
So,
still going through postpartum. It was so sad. Then we also had like the wedding. Because he came early, I had to go back to work early. So like mentally,
right.
I wasn't just like I wasn't ready, but I had to go back because I think then bonding time, you could take up to 12 weeks, but if you did 12 weeks, I think only part of it was paid. I
Okay.
think now in the state of New Jersey,
Yeah.
the full 12 weeks of bonding is paid. I'm not too sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I went back to work. I was miserable and sad. And then the
It's crazy
pandemic
because,
hit.
like, sorry, I don't mean to cut you,
No,
but
you're good.
I just, like, I realize now how much you went through during that time. And I'm not going to cry about it, but it just, now as a mom and, like, I'm so much closer to you now. And,
Hmm.
like I see, like, all the struggles you went through. And I'm like, damn, like, I wish I could have been there for her more. Like,
Oh God,
it's
no,
just
you're
crazy.
good.
Like, you don't understand until you become a mom.
Right, right. So when the pandemic hit,
Hmm.
I, like you, was an essential worker, but I wasn't allowed to work from home. Like my
I wasn't
duties,
either. Yeah.
how was I supposed to do my job at home?
Right.
So I was the only one leaving
It was
the
scary.
house. So like to come, actually had to go through like my garage door, strip down. Abraham will have like my robe and towel here, run to the bathroom
Oh
and
my
take
God, I
hot
remember that.
showers
Yeah.
every day. We had a basket just filled with my clothes and my shoes that I wore outside. And I think I either washed my clothes every week or once a week. I can't remember. And at the time, I was also trying to get my SHRM certification. So I was taking classes, couldn't keep up with classes, ended up stopping. And I think when did Jersey go on shutdown in March, right?
It
Yeah,
was March of
March.
2020. Yeah.
March. Um, I was like, why can't I become a stay-at-home mom? I can't do this. He's like, no, we have to see because we didn't think this shutdown was going to last as long as it did. So
Right.
that's why he gave me so much pushback. So when Thane turned 1, I was like, please just give me a couple of years to be a stay-at-home mom. I need this. I have to do this. Like I cannot work anymore. Like I just need this.
Yeah.
And he was like, all right, fine, because we don't know how long this pandemic is going to be. We don't know how it's going to affect people. We also didn't want to put Thane in daycare because hello, COVID.
Right. Yeah.
He was only
That's
like
another thing to
1.
think about. Yeah.
Yeah, so we were like what
Yeah,
choice do
you're
we
right.
have?
Hmm.
Your aunt was living with us and like she needed to get out the house for her mental state because being stuck in the house during COVID and like not doing much
Hmm.
was like a lot. So she finally got a job. She finally moved out. I became a stay-at-home mom.
Hold on. I
And
think we should tell the listeners. So you said my aunt.
yeah.
Okay. So Amaris's husband is my cousin. So that makes you my cousin-in-law, right?
Yes, yes,
And
cousin-in-law.
when she says aunt, it's her husband's mom, who is my mom's sister.
Yep.
Okay, continue.
Yes. They're probably like, wait, what? So yeah, so I finally became a stay-at-home mom like July 2020. And then by August, I think 4th of 2020, I found out I was pregnant with my second child. So yeah, that was fun. So I've been a stay-at-home mom since.
Hmm.
Like Kathy, I don't know when I'm going back to work because my son is also autistic. So he's 4 currently. He's in multiple therapies. He'll be going back to preschool in the fall, and it's just a lot.
Yeah,
I
of
can't
course.
see
Yeah.
myself going back to work
There's no
full
way.
time,
Well, you'll
having to
miss
do
out
the
on
things.
his growth and all the
Right,
milestones.
right. And everything I need to do to learn
Hmm.
for him to just continue like growing. Because right now he's doing amazing, amazing. Like
Yeah.
all of his therapists are like, he's amazing. He's
No.
gonna do great things in life. And I'm just like, what would life be if I was working, if I wasn't home? And I was juggling between work life and like home life and therapy life. Like, how would his progress be? So I have no regrets
Yeah. Yeah,
leaving
same. I
work.
have no regrets. And
No regrets.
and it's not to say that stay-at-home mom life is easy because
It's hard.
it's not. We have conversations every day like, girl,
That's why this
going
podcast
back.
is
Yeah.
started.
That's why we're starting the podcast.
Because there's
Yeah.
there's other moms who have similar experiences
Hmm.
to mine, to your story, and they
Yeah.
want to be heard.
Yeah.
You know,
Totally. Hmm.
they want to be seen. They
Yeah.
want to be able to relate.
They're too scared to speak up, or
Mm-hmm.
they're scared of being judged, and that's why we started this podcast. We want to be open and
Mm-hmm.
real, and just put shit out there, like.
Right. Like you're going through it, I'm going through it too. Like let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Yep.
Yeah. So I think that pretty much covers my story. My daughter's 2 now, and she's
Yeah.
sassy, telling me no. And I'll go into more detail, like in later episodes, like how I figured out my son was autistic and pretty much how our journey started.
Yeah, we could totally dedicate a whole episode to that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Should we just jump right into the challenges or like the good bits, or?
Yeah, let's jump into everyday challenges as a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah. Okay.
So what challenges do you have being a stay-at-home mom, Kathy?
Well, I feel like every day is different. The challenge that we're dealing with right now is food, solids.
Oh, mm.
Yeah. So Grayson has been on like this we started baby led weaning with him around 5.5 months, and he was a great eater. So I read all the books, I read all the blogs, do baby led weaning. You won't
Hmm.
have a picky eater. So that's what I thought. I was like, this is great. Oh my gosh, he eats amazing. I'm not going to have any issues. Yeah, no, that's not the case. We're in the throwing our food stage right now. He thinks it's hilarious. He wants to feed the dog. Um, he wants to feed the cat. So that's kind of where we're at. It's extremely challenging and it's overwhelming. Constantly having to make meals. We had his 1 year checkup the other day, and I literally cried to the pediatrician. I did. I'm like, this is so hard. Like, how am I supposed to feed him make sure that he's having 3 meals a day and 2 snacks? I can't even eat 3 meals a day. And she's like, don't. She's like, all you can do is offer, right? It's
Yeah.
okay as long as he's eating, he's healthy. It's fine. Like, don't even stress it. So I've been trying to take some ease, take some pressure off of myself and just offer. Like, that's all I can do. So today, for
Hmm.
example, for breakfast, didn't care for his eggs. So I offer something else instead. And I just keep offering until something
Something
clicks for
clicks.
him. Um, so yeah, that's kind of like our challenge right now. But there's tons of other things that we're dealing with. As far as, being a stay at home mom, I think one of the toughest things that I deal with personally is feeling lonely
Mm.
and feeling like I just don't have a village, really. I don't.
Hmm.
It's just, I'm the village.
Right.
My husband and I don't have, I have some friends close by, but, you know, everyone's living their own lives. No, my parents are kind of far. You guys are far.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's kind of like it's been a struggle. But what about you? What would you say some of are your
I would say similar
struggles?
to you, like with Cirilla, she
Hmm.
doesn't want to eat. And like that's a challenge for me because Thane, even though he's autistic, he eats.
Yeah,
That boy
he's an
can
amazing eater.
eat. He what's so good about him is if it's something new, he will try it, and if he doesn't like it, that's it. But at least he tries. Cirilla would be like, no. Even if it's something that she likes and she has eaten before, she's like, no. Like just today, she didn't eat dinner. So like after consistently trying to offer her the same dinner, because we stopped doing offering different things just because she's two now. Like I think at
Right.
this point, like you need to learn this is what dinner is and this is what you
Hmm.
need to eat. I think she took like 5 bites and then she was just like, no, I'm all done. Getting them to sit at the table,
Oh
that's a
yeah.
challenge.
Hmm.
That's a big challenge I'm trying to do because I don't want them choking when they have their mouth filled with food and they're jumping and running around the living room. It's
Yeah.
like, let's go back to our table, let's sit down. And both Thane and Cirilla, they will just be like, all done. And then they won't eat. You can leave it there for like 5 or 10 minutes. Like, oh, can we please sit down and eat? No,
Do you
all
guys
done.
eat together as a family on the
We
table?
try to.
It's so hard. Can we
It's
talk
so
about that?
difficult. It's so
Like
difficult to sit down at the table
the
and all eat
pediatrician
at the same
telling us like make
time.
sure you're eating you're eating together as a family. No one has time for
No,
that,
that's not
okay?
we want to eat as a family, trust
Yeah.
me. But it's difficult because like
Yeah.
for breakfast, like we don't have what they have for breakfast. Like we really are making three different meals. I make myself something for breakfast.
Yeah.
My husband makes himself something for breakfast, and then either he or I make the kids something different for
Mm,
breakfast cuz I
yeah.
don't sometimes I don't want eggs and turkey sausage. I want just a protein shake.
Right. Okay.
Or I want oatmeal when they're having their eggs, or I
Hmm.
want eggs and they're having oatmeal.
Hmm.
So we tried it once and it only works when we get takeout. If we get takeout, then like
Yeah, that
we're
is
all
true. Same for us.
together,
Same for
we're
us.
all eating, and that's
Yeah.
the only time it works. We're all sitting down,
Mhm.
but yeah, no,
Yeah, you
no,
have to be realistic. I want to know what
right.
families are really sitting together on the on the dining
I
table. Like,
know.
come on.
Maybe when they're 5, like
And
when
if
Cyrilla's
you say
5.
you are, you're lying.
And if you actually are, you need to give us tips because
Yeah. Give us all the
they're like
tips.
our eating schedules are like different. So like
Yeah.
the kids eat at a certain time, but like I'm not having snacks throughout the day. And if I'm
Right.
having a snack, I'm not having a meal.
Hmm.
Like I'm trying to be in a calorie deficit so that I
Yeah.
can like lose some weight
I
or
feel like I'm in
something.
the kitchen all day long.
Yeah, because it's constantly washing, constantly
Yep.
making them
The
something.
snacks. The snacks never end.
The snacks never end. And Serena's a snacker.
So is
That girl was
Grayson.
snack,
Yeah.
you
And
know?
something that we're dealing with now. So Grayson, again, he's like feeding. He tries to feed the dog. My dog has literally gained 10 pounds since we started solids. I'm not even
Oh
exaggerating.
my gosh.
Yeah. And then he has like the little, like the little munchkin. It's like
Oh,
a
yes.
where you like put your hand in,
Mm-hmm.
for the snacks. So he'll take them out. He'll feed them to her, and then he gets mad when it's finished. And it's like, I'm not gonna fill this snack thing up for you to feed the dog. Oh my gosh. And then no, and then sometimes he'll get pissed at the dog. Like he'll go. I'm like, what are you? You gave her the food. Now you're mad. Oh
Oh,
my god, these
Grayson.
kids. He's
Oh,
so
that's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, when Thane doesn't eat all of his food and Cirilla sees that they're sitting for like a solid 10 minutes, she'll try to eat it and Thane gets pissed. And
Oh.
he'll be like he'll like
He
nudge
doesn't play
her.
when it comes to his food.
He doesn't play, so I'm like, that's why you need to sit down at the table and eat. We need to sit and eat. And then when you're
Hmm.
done, we take your plate and your spoon and put it in the sink.
Yeah.
But if you don't move and eat your food and she sees it, it's just sitting there, she's gonna eat it.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Another struggle is they both fight. Cirilla's in her
Oh.
whatever Thane has, I want it too. And
Mm,
Thane's like, no girls, like I
yeah.
just took this out. Please don't touch my
Yeah, which
animals.
I think
Don't.
is normal.
I think it's normal, but like sometimes he'll like grab her by the shoulders and like knock her down to like the floor. And I'm like, Dane, you can't do that. That's where the whole
Yeah.
don't touch me, don't touch
Right.
my body came. So like I think that's why she, takes it as like when I say don't touch my body and I have my hands up, she takes
Okay,
it
that
as like
makes sense. Yeah.
I'm gonna hit him.
Mm-hmm.
But she's doing it to me and like not to him. So I don't know if like that's the best way
Well, I
to
think you just have to
teach
keep
her
maybe doing it until she
until
gets.
she understands. Yeah, and I feel bad because she gets real like heartbroken. I'm like, no, Thing does
Oh,
not
yeah,
want
I'm
to share his
sure.
toys with you right now. He just got it, and she'd be like, oh, mine. I'm like, no, it's not yours.
Yeah.
It's Thane's right now. So
Yeah.
that's a struggle because I feel like I can't do anything. Like I
Right.
can't clean the kitchen real quick. I can't even use
Oh.
the bathroom without hearing. "Ah,"
Yeah, and it's
or boom.
confusing for her too.
Right, right. She's like, why doesn't he want to share
Right.
my toys? Why is he putting me on the ground?
Mhm.
And he's probably thinking like, why is she next to me?
Right.
But we're working on that. We're working on that.
Oh.
So that's a struggle with
Yeah.
those two.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
having two, and you had two under two, right?
I did
Yeah.
for like
Wow.
about 2 months
Yeah.
because Thane, right? Yeah, no,
Yeah, no.
for a
For a
while.
little bit.
For a little
You
bit
did.
because I think he turned 2 and I had a birthday party, right? Yeah, yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
when did you get pregnant with Sarla?
August 2020. So he just turned 1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, okay, so
I've
you
been
did
having
have two
2.
under two.
Yeah, I did. That was a lot of math. But yeah. But yeah, 2 under 2.
That is tough.
That was tough. Being pregnant and having a 1-year-old was tougher because I couldn't pick him up after a certain time. They were like,
Mm-hmm.
due to the
All
preterm
right.
labor you had with Thane, like we're gonna have to put you on all these like restrictions. So that was a
Yeah.
pickle. That was
Oh
a
man.
pickle. Yeah, but I survived it. I'm here. She's here telling me no.
My husband and I. Why am I calling him my husband?
I
Blue.
know.
Okay, my husband's nickname is Blue, so I'm gonna refer to him as Blue. So we've been kind of talking like when we want to try for baby number two, and I'm terrified because one, I don't know how Grayson is gonna be as a toddler. Like his
Hmm.
little personality is still developing, and two, having another pregnancy means having another high risk pregnancy. I was high risk with Grayson, so I don't know how that's gonna be. With all the restrictions, kind of like how you had with
Hmm.
Cirilla. I'm just scared.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I think about like my parents and cousins. The only people I really know that had kids so close in age was my aunt.
Hmm.
She had Abraham first, and then right after she had Angel. But everyone else, like I have my brother's 20, he's about to be 27, and then I have a younger sister, she's 14. So those are pretty like
That's
large
gaps.
gaps. And
Hmm.
most of like my other cousins, from my dad's side and stuff from my mom's, like they have like larger gaps.
Yeah.
So I feel like now I I feel like our generation now, like everyone, I guess because of our age, or I don't know what it is, but people are
Hmm.
having their kids closer together, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
My friend just had her second baby and they're close in age. She pretty much did
yeah.
what I did.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea of it because it's like just have them and that's it, like
Right, right. You
you're
deal with
just
the
done.
sleepless nights all at once, all the diapers all at once,
Yeah.
rather than starting over. I couldn't imagine starting over
No.
if Fane was four
Right.
and I brought Cirilla now.
That's another thing. I'm like, I have no idea what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
No idea.
Just like wing it, you know?
No.
He's one already. Just wing it.
Oh my gosh. No.
Flip a coin. Let a quarter decide your fate.
I was talking to my friend Amara about it. I have a lot of friends with A names: Amaris,
Hmm.
Amara, Amanda. But anyways, I was asking her like what were some of her challenges because she also had two under two, and her kids are
Mm.
like the same age as your kids.
Okay.
Um, and she was telling me it was definitely hard, but it does get easier in some ways.
Hmm.
She said for one, uh, they're both kind of like they're both still in diapers, right?
Hmm.
And then now they're at their age, they play with the same toys, so you don't
Hmm.
have to buy, different toys or like developmentally they're kind of like the same, if that makes sense,
Right.
because they're so close in age. So she says that is a lot easier. Um, so yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that.
Hmm.
What I like now that's the real size 2T,
Yeah.
whatever 3T clothing that thing it no
Right.
longer fits Thane,
Yeah.
I save them for her as pajamas. So
Oh,
like
that's so
I'm never
smart.
buying like pajamas though. She looks
Yeah.
like a bro. She looks like a
Yeah.
boy at night. Who cares? She's
Yeah.
staying home with her
Right.
oversized t-shirt, oversized
That's
sweatpants.
so smart.
So that's what
Hmm.
I love about it. Like it's so easy. Or any like gender neutral stuff that he has. I'm like, well, I'm saving it for her.
A hundred
Duh.
percent.
Like it just makes sense. For the longest time I haven't brought any socks for her because whatever didn't fit
Oh
Thane,
yeah.
she was wearing. Because socks, I mean, who's gonna
No
see that
one
she's wearing
cares.
navy socks?
Yeah.
No one really cares. But the toys, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing because
All the sharing and all that,
the
right?
sharing, because that's
Mm,
where Cirilla sees, oh, Thane has
yeah.
the zoo animal puzzle, but I all of a sudden want to play it. I have
I didn't even
interest in
think
it.
about that, but you're
So
right.
the toy sharing has a pro and con to it. It's good because then you can just find a different toy
Hmm.
that she can play with or he can play with, and then they like play with it. Um, I'm trying to think of a con. I'm trying to think of
Just
cons.
I'm just thinking about loading them in the car, bath.
Oh yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Loading them in the car now is not that bad. Like I will open up Cirilla side and then
Okay.
I'll tell Fane to go inside and he'll go inside and he'll go like
Hmm.
under her car seat and go straight to his car seat. And then I just pop her in,
Hmm.
close the door, run over, and I put him in his car seat.
Okay.
When they're younger, that was it's a challenge, but like not really, because you can just still put the second baby in first and then just
Right.
have the first baby like right there kind of caved in where they're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna like go anywhere, and
Right.
then you bring them over to the other side. I never went anywhere with them alone. That was
Yeah.
the only thing. That's where the
Okay.
loneliness come from. But if I had to like drop Abraham off at the train station
Right.
because he had to go into work, that's what I did. It was
Mm,
fine. But yeah, I don't go anywhere alone with
gotcha.
two kids. I just don't.
I feel like I probably wouldn't. I no.
No, it's like one versus
I
two.
could barely
Like
go out now with one. So
yeah, so that's the only con. Um
we'd
yeah, if
love
I
to know, like anyone, like for those that are listening and have, two, doesn't have to be two under two, but kids that are, post an app. I
close
would
in
say what,
age.
1, 2, 3 year gap.
Mhm.
What are some of your challenges? Um, what are some of the pros? Any tips?
Mhm.
Some words of advice
Words of
because
advice, words of wisdom.
words of wisdom. Yes, because your girl needs, yeah, to figure it out.
Yeah. I would say whatever, like look at your life now and picture a second baby and then think about it. Like how would I survive with two? You know? Just that.
Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? I took a nap earlier. The second
Oh,
time I was nap
nice.
trapped, I took a nap.
Oh, good. Good for you. I've been up since 4:30 in the morning.
I don't remember what time. I think we're up at 6:30.
Oh, that's
That's
not bad. That
crazy. Four
sounds
thirty.
normal. Well, yeah,
4:30.
because it's Tuesdays. Tuesdays are our busiest days. So
Tuesday's your
I,
busiest day, and we're choosing Tuesday
yeah,
to be the podcast day.
it's okay
Are
because
you
it's only gonna be
sure?
the positive because it's gonna end. It's gonna end in 10 weeks. Where at 8 o'clock in the
Okay.
morning he has occupational therapy. Um, so after the 10 weeks, it'll just be preschool and then
Okay.
speech.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not that bad. I also took like a that V8 energy drink. I love those things. It doesn't
Mm,
like make me feel like I'm jacked up on like caffeine, but just enough to kind of like be a steady flow. Plus I have to stay up and kind of like pick up after their toys, um, and clean. But I
yeah.
was up at 4:30 in the morning because I had to use the bathroom, and then I saw a text message from Abe
Mm-hmm.
that they woke up in the middle of the night
Oh
crying for
man.
almost 2 hours because he was looking
Two
for me.
hours?
Oh yeah, that kid would be up like in the middle of the night for like two
No.
hours. Same thing with
Oh
Cirilla.
no.
Yeah. So I felt bad. So I went upstairs and I stood next to him for like an hour. I mean, he was like all already sleeping, but poor Abraham, he stood up
Oh,
to make sesame balls, then had to go upstairs to that.
oh man.
So he's up right now doing work. I think he's probably taking like a caffeine pill to stay up to do work. I'll
I feel
be
so bad. Yeah.
sleeping with them upstairs so that when they wake up, mommy's right
That's
there.
like not healthy either, like the caffeine pills.
It's not. He probably takes one. I don't know if he takes one every day. I'm not sure. He doesn't always stay up every night, but there are some nights where he's like, I only had 2 hours of sleep. And I'm like, okay, tonight are we sleeping? He's like, yeah, tonight I'll be sleeping. But then he doesn't go to sleep when the kids go to sleep. He'll go to sleep like 10, 11, or 12. And I'm like,
Mhm.
how does that make sense?
That's kind of
That
like
this,
because Grayson goes down at 8, and like I should go down like at, 9, 10, but it's
but
just
you
hard.
enjoy the silence.
Yeah.
You enjoy that silence
Mhm.
and not doing anything.
I think my body's like already used to the no sleep eyes.
You get
That's
your
so
body
bad.
does get like adjusted. No, it is bad.
So remember I told you like I was having all those symptoms like dizzy spells and stuff like that. So I ended
Yes.
up seeing a cardiologist, and we did a bunch of tests. I did a stress test. I wore a heart monitor for a month.
Oh wow.
Basically it's lack of sleep. What he told me. He's like, your
Wow,
heart is
girl.
fine. It's just you need to sleep.
Oh girl.
So yeah, $1,000 later. Where's that bill at? So I can show you. Look at this
You need to
shit.
sleep.
1,000, 1,000
Oh my God.
to tell me that I need to sleep. I'm not paying that shit. I'm not paying that shit. How annoying though.
Oh my gosh, that's
I
crazy.
know.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the time when Abraham passed out after peeing, which I'll talk about later. I mean, it's funny now, but at the
Yeah.
moment it was terrifying. But he was supposed to see a cardiologist, and his doctor follow up. They're like,
Mhm.
"No, you're not seeing one. You're too young. I don't think it's your heart. Like, I really think it's
But he should get it
that
checked just in
condition."
case.
But his heart is fine though.
Hmm.
It wasn't like he has heart problems and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
because he has that condition
Right.
where he
Okay.
pees, he
Yeah.
passes out.
Yeah.
So yeah. So he probably saved like $1,000.
I was so mad when I got that bill.
Did you go see someone that was like in network?
Yeah. It's a network. Oh, my insurance doesn't cover like 100%.
Oh my gosh. I didn't realize seeing a cardiologist is so
I
expensive.
didn't realize either because the actual bill it said it's like $6,000, so insurance covered most of it.
Oh
Six
my
thousand
gosh.
dollars.
That's crazy.
That's what it's like
That's
living here
insane.
in America.
Seriously.
So if you're thinking about moving here, think
Don't do
again.
it.
Don't do it.
Oh my goodness, our healthcare system is terrible. Like you go on TikTok and everyone talks about like out of the country and that healthcare is for free. And I'm like, what are we doing wrong?
It's ridiculous. I mean, at, thankfully we live in a state where we have like good doctors, but
Hmm.
still.
That was just a whole tangent we went on.
I know.
Time we have for today.
Thank you so much for joining. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.